Welcome to Apex to Oval. I am your host, Alex. That is my host, Jack, and we're back for, I think, episode 41. Or 40. Are we in 40 yet? We might be on episode 40. I still don't know what episode we are on, but we are back. Let's get straight into the news. New news. Sorry, I just stole that from, what is it called? New Heights? Anyway, Audi unveiled their car for the 2026 season. Here it is. It's in the middle. And they want to be competitive by 2030. So they want to be competitive in 4 seasons, which is interesting. I like the ambition. Is that too much ambition? No. Only time will tell. But what do you think of their new livery?
Like just the concept that they have out?
Yeah, the concept.
I think that it's notably missing any sponsors, so an F1 livery without anything on it is going to look kind of plain, but like, I don't know, I think it's fine.
I think the colors are nice. I like the colors.
I think they stand out as unique, which is good. Like as far as against the rest of the grid.
You know what
I
my
actually
favorite livery is?
Oh, which one?
It has to be the Papaya McLaren.
Really?
I like. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why is that louder than you?
I really liked the Vodafone McLaren liveries back from like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Those were my favorite McLaren liveries. I don't like the orange, but I like it as a color. It's just too basic. But yeah, McLaren livery, not that cool. I like the color, just it's too basic. It's
too basic.
Too basic.
It's just papaya. But I want to challenge that you were, and I don't know if this is you saying that from like actually believing it or not, but I want to challenge that 2030 is too early for them to be competing for a world championship potentially. I mean, we've seen McLaren in only a few years really turn it around. This is a team that off the bat is expected to not be like a tractor, right? Like This is a team that's going to be better than Haas and Alpine more than likely next year. Based on, they've kind of skipped on this year and have still not been the worst car week in, week out. They've brought in a lot of brains into the operation. They've got a lot of resources poured into it, where I don't think it's out of the question that coming in as a new team that they'd be able to do what realistically some other historically you have some other examples where someone's taken over an existing team and relatively quickly has been competing at a high level, as long as because they do seem to have come in with a plan and really getting that jump by working ahead on it, where other teams are bound by cost cap, are bound by having to compete in the current season as well. We'll see where they can put themselves, but I don't think it's out of the question.
I just want to point out, this is not going to be a brawl. Like, it's not going to be the Toyota car that was going to win a world championship if they stayed, that was just gifted to Braun. Like, they are starting from scratch. Like, this is not one car gifted to a different team. Like, this is a new team. They're probably going to be, again, as you said, better than Alpine, better than Haas, that's probably it that I can think of that I know for a fact they'll probably be better than. But I think 2030 is a good timeline if they can get the right upgrades at the start.
And I think they've already worked on getting the right people there, right?
Yes.
So
we'll see. But
and who knows about Nico's like real speed, but getting Bortoletto signed on and getting his kind of rookie year out of the way in this car, I mean, that's a really good basis for your program.
Yeah. I think they'll have good speed next year. I think they'll be not in the top 5, but I think they'll be in the top 7.
Yeah, for sure.
7. I think that's not out of the picture. But Well, see, speaking of, no, there's no transition to that. There's no transition to the next order. There's
Speaking
no.
of 6'7", no.
Speaking of 6'7", God, okay.
Oh god.
Total Wolf is selling 5%. No, he's selling 5% of his share in Mercedes. That 5% share of what he's selling it at is made Mercedes the most valuable team. Um, Up to $4.6 billion, which is nuts. But yeah, it's just news. He's selling a little bit of the share. He owns a third of the company. He's selling a little bit. He's still going to be the CEO. He's still going to be the team principal. He's still going to have a good chunk of shares in the team left. Like, he just wants some money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I, I don't know what to
Yeah,
make of this. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it just increases Mercedes' value. That's all.
yeah,
Per
and
share.
now Mercedes, motorsports is kind of infamous for being not the most profitable operation, and with a cost cap, you try to counter that some. But to have a team valued at what you get NFL teams valued at is like that's something right there.
Yeah. Um, which is big. I mean, let's think about it. Like, I'm actually gonna cut. Hold up. Like, if we just look at the top 50 most valuable sports franchises in 2024, 50th was at 4.3 billion. Mercedes would be at 43rd if this was 2024, tied with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia 76ers
Yeah, I
in
mean that,
2024.
and we know that F1 is a global brand, so maybe it would be more accurate to compare it with like Premier League teams, those sorts of teams, but it's still a massive valuation and massive signs of progress where McLaren was the previous record at like over a billion less than this, right? Valuation wise.
Yeah. And actually, in 2023, Mercedes was valued at 3.8 billion, which is 47th out of every sports franchise. So they've already been ranked before. Will they be
Yeah.
ranked again? That's the question. Uh, Speaking of, now see, we don't. My transition game sucks. You are so good at transitions, and I'm not. Just let's just talk about it. If you've been following Ferrari or F1 the past couple of weeks, past week, couple of days, you would have seen John Elkins, who is the Ferrari president of the entire company, not motorsports, but just the entire company, saying to Lewis and Charles, our drivers should focus more on driving instead of talking.
Oh my
Well,
god.
you, sir, are an idiot. You're telling me that seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton needs to focus more on driving than talking. You're telling me that Charles Leclerc, for 2024 and 2023, did everything he could to get Ferrari at the max position they could get in that season, right? In 2023, they finished third in the constructors. They were close to finishing second. Charles was pushing. He was trying to get there. He couldn't get there in the end. Carlos kind of failed him, but he almost got there. And in 2022, or not 2022, 2024, they were close again. Second in the constructors, only by a couple of points. Carlos couldn't overtake Lando, and Charles got to P3 from what, 20th or whatever. Like, you can't tell me these guys aren't focusing on driving. Like, they're focusing on driving. The car just sucks. Like, you can't say, oh, the engineers have made the car so much better. Like, they haven't. This car is eons worse than last year's. You can put last year's car in this season, and Ferrari would have done substantially better. I will stand by that.
I also, how do you sign Lewis Hamilton as your driver and then say the equivalent of shut up? like,
Yeah.
like
Like,
what are we doing here?
you don't bring in seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton because
who also, not even talking about his pedigree as a driver, which obviously is pretty much unparalleled, but like,
Yeah.
this is Lewis Hamilton. He is going to be vocal. That is a core part of his identity as a person, as a racing driver. You don't sign him and then tell him into the first season, hey, actually shut up. Like, that's
Yeah.
not that
That's
you knew
not
who
what
you were getting.
knew. You knew. You still signed him. Like, what is... Also, this guy, I don't think has ever managed he doesn't manage the motorsport side of Ferrari. He's just the main president. Why are you talking about the motorsports division when you know nothing about it?
To be fair, Ferrari is the motorsports division. That is across all motorsports, yes, but like Ferrari is a motorsports brand that
Yes.
sells sick cars because it is a motorsports brand.
Yes, but the guy doesn't have anything to do with the motorsports part of the company. He's just the president. He doesn't focus on the motorsports. He also compared WEC to F1. What? Like, you can't compare the two. Like, at all. They're different series. Ferrari came into WEC, and do they not have a cost cap in WEC?
I figured it out. He's American
Yeah.
born. He thinks they're similar because they turn multiple directions. Gonna do the NASCAR
my God,
bit.
we figured it out, baby! We figured it out! This guy's a moron! No, I'm just kidding. He is a moron. He is a moron, let's be honest. But, like, I don't get it. It's stupid. Anyway, you know what else is stupid? Colapinto. There we go, baby! We got him! We got him! I got a good one in. Colapinto was rehired for Alpine in 2026, which, like... Why? Like, I get... Like, he's been fast as of late, but also, like, you have Paul Aaron and haven't even given him a chance yet. And I would say Paul Aaron's the better driver out of the two.
I think that based on Colapinto's performance and the fact that they're choosing to keep him, literally, what's the deal with doing? Why are we here?
You could have just kept doing, like, oh my God.
Like, if you're gonna sack him for being fine, like, barely into the season, why are we keeping Colapinto? Or is it just, oh, we realized that was, like, too quick of us, so now we're gonna right our wrong? I mean, yeah, I think that's gotta, I think that money does have a lot to do with it, probably.
For people who
But
don't know, I'm doing the Johnny Manziel money sign, like.
yeah, for those audio listeners like myself.
Those audio listeners.
But yeah, I just, as far as merit on the track, what has he done to prove he should stay over, like, because they set their standard already. Like, if this was any other team, any other seat, I would say, yeah, he's a rookie. He's probably done enough to stay in the car for another year. But he came here mid-season because his predecessor was, quote-unquote, underperforming, and he's done the same thing. The car just sucks. Like, I don't know what they expect of anyone, but I really don't understand how he meets their expectations based on what they've already established.
I don't get it. I think it's stupid. Speaking of stupid, we have a quote.
Speaking
from
of
Michael
thinking
Jordan.
people are stupid, even.
There we go. See, this is why you're better at the transitions than I am. Thinking of people who think people are stupid. I said it wrong again. You know what, guys? I am bad at this. Michael Jordan called Denny Hamlin a terrible businessman. Because Denny wants to spend money. You also called Denny a bad strategist when he's not a strategist, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind this isn't from Michael, right? This is sent to Michael.
Yeah.
But yeah, this sounds like typical CFO behavior. Like, yeah, he spends money. That makes him a bad businessman. No, but I I think that the letter on the whole makes good points, but I think that having this kind of dialogue is a positive for the organization overall, right?
Mhm.
Acknowledges that Denny is one of the best drivers of all time, that he wants the team to succeed, he knows about the driver side more than anyone, and then talks about how he's not a crew chief. He relies on his now old crew chief for a lot of the strategy stuff because that's the crew chief job. He's a driver. And he's willing to spend money to make the team better, even if it's not justified to the level that a CFO would like. Like that's fine. That's what you expect from like a good owner of like a team, right?
Like the Dodgers,
Well, I
sadly.
uh I don't know about the Dodgers. I think that the Dodgers have seen a pretty direct correlation in how much they spend and how much revenue and profit they generate, which is generally true with other kinds of sports teams. NASCAR's and racing in general are a little weird on that, because the money that they get, especially in NASCAR, is capped by NASCAR. It's not like they can generate more money necessarily by having more fans show up to the park in the way that baseball teams can. But
Mm. Do teams get merch sales? Is
yeah,
it a team thing or is it like a
but
NASCAR thing?
those are like team haulers.
Okay.
But it's merchandise is always such a small percentage of overall revenues.
Gotcha.
It's like TV with ad money. It's sponsorship is going to be a big chunk, and yeah, more eyes on the team, maybe better sponsor deals, sure. But they're not selling seats in a stadium the way that other professional sports teams are.
Yeah.
Um, which I mean, on the Dodgers notes, for anyone saying that oh they're ruining baseball, I mean, the San Diego Padres are one of the smallest markets in baseball, smaller than Pittsburgh, um, and they spend money like any of the best teams, and that has correlated with them having incredible attendance and making revenue to make up for that spending, and then some. Like sometimes in sports, anywhere you got to spend money, on the at the outset to get results. You can't just sit there and collect a check, and that's especially true in racing because, as they say, the best way to make $1 million racing is to start with insert some number a lot higher than a million.
I think Bob Nutting should learn that lesson.
Yes, Bob Nutting being the Pittsburgh Pirates owner, I definitely think so. However, he's never going to.
Um, let's actually talk about something that happened in Mexico.
Oh
NASCAR
yeah.
Mexico. Um, there was a safety car incident where a crash happened, and the safety car went wee and hit the guy who crashed, which is just what the fuck.
Yeah, this is what like a Toyota safety car like speeding in. It's like an SUV speeding in on the grass and just plowing right into the car, like right into the front right and into the
Yeah,
tires next to it. Like it didn't even look like it tried to stop. I don't. Who was driving?
I don't know, but it was a banger. Was it even the safety car? Was it the there was yeah, it was a safety vehicle. And
Yeah, it was a safety vehicle.
and he hit the front of the 22 car.
Yeah, just rammed into the right front.
Like what the hell?
Genuinely, drunk driving a safety vehicle during a race is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can't even tell from the video if it like really tried to stop. Like
No,
cuz it just went in full speed.
it really didn't look like it. It did not
Nuts.
look like he stopped. Anyway, um, the race times are out. The top three series in NASCAR.
Yippee.
Yay! Um, so let's just go over some of the big ones because I think that deserves to be gone over. Daytona, the main race, Sunday, February 15th at 2:30 on Fox, 2:30 p.m. Um, and then Dega, the first Dega is April 26th at 3 p.m. on Fox. Then you have your prime Video, which is the 5 Prime Video races, Charlotte Motor Speedway, National Superspeedway, Michigan International Speedway, Pocono Raceway, and San Diego Naval Base. Those are anywhere between 3 and 7 p.m. Then you go to your TNT, then your USA, then your NBC, your singular NBC, as at the Daytona race. And then,
well, the season also ends with 3 in a row, but yeah.
Yeah, but your regular season final is your one NBC before you get to the final 3. And then USA for most of the playoffs.
If I can add, regular season finale as of right now. Right, there are still discussions ongoing, potentially.
That is true, which we can talk about a little bit. Also, they put out the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, which that's fucking what the hell.
It's all in the CW again, as you'd expect.
The Truck Series is...
interestingly...
all on FS1.
Which you'd expect, but the races that are on Fox, I would not expect. It's St. Petersburg on Fox, which I guess is to pair with IndyCar. And then it's the Roval.
Yeah.
like the Roval on a Friday afternoon. Like, why is that, of all races, get to be on Fox, but, like, the championship isn't? Like, the later playoff races aren't, but the Roval? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It is
and
funny.
Stuff may move around. I think the one thing to note with pointing out how there were only a couple NBC races, NBC spun out their cable channels into a separate company, which includes USA, which includes MSNBC is now MS Now. If anyone's been paying attention to like broader news, that was kind of the main part of it that was reported. But what NBC was showing their sports on USA as a backup network after the death of the NBC Sports Network. But now, with their cable channels being spun off, NASCAR is technically being broadcast by USA Sports, which is a part of the new company, and then some races will be shown on NBC and Peacock. But I think that it's both football season starting means that some of these races would overlap with football and not go on main NBC anyway. And I'm sure that it now being separate companies, USA Sports probably would like to prioritize eyes on their network, if at all possible, as they try to make it as standalone cable networks, pretty much.
Yeah. Jack, do you want to go into the next one? Because I don't know much about this.
Oh, yeah. So some colleague seats have been announced. We've gone a couple weeks without news updates, so kind of catching up on some news here. We have talked about how Justin Haley is driving for them full-time in the Truck Series. He's joined by Brendan Butterbean Queen and Daniel Dye. Both of those have been known to various degrees for a while. Dye was, we were pretty sure Dye was going to be in that seat since the announcement that they were switching to Ram. Butterbean has clearly built up a relationship with Colleague over time. But interestingly, Colleague is going, alongside Ram, is going to be holding a reality TV show to determine one of their Truck Series drivers. And not in the, like, oh, anyone can compete kind of reality TV show, but, like, holding a competition between prospects to determine who gets one of these seats, which may make for some interesting off-season content.
Let me have a go. I'll be involved.
I don't know. Let's send your sister at it. See if she can earn herself a truck ride.
I told her that if they actually hold tryouts, she should fucking go.
This isn't just tryouts. This is a tryout TV show.
I think she should
go for it.
If the cortisol solves itself before the TV show, I think she should go for it. Genuinely, I think she could do well. Anyway.
Speaking of doing well, in Cup, Allmendinger is staying, obviously. I think he's signed for another few years. And Ty Dillon's future is a little up in the air. It's not 100% decided from what's been reported, from what I've heard, whether Ty Dillon is staying or not. And if he does stay, there's a chance that he will stay on a part-time basis and have someone like maybe Christian Eckes driving part-time in the Cup as well.
I think Austin Dillon and Ty Dillon should switch spots.
I don't disagree, but I also
And
think that
Austin Dillon should go part-time.
I don't disagree, but I also don't think that Ty Dillon necessarily has earned himself an RCR ride either. Like
I
I
don't
really
think he
think
has, but
that
I think he's earned it more than Austin Dillon.
I think that Jesse Love has earned it more than both of them, frankly.
To be fair, I would say yeah, I'd agree with that. But like, if you're
Um,
just talking about but like, Chill just
it's his grandson. He's gonna do what he wants to.
Childress is not going to let his grandson go.
And
I mean,
I
if
mean,
anything, he's going to let Bush go, which is
with all
also
due respect, Austin Dillon is a multi-time NASCAR race winner, including some big races. And even if week in week out he really shows sometimes that his talent level is not up to par, he still has won races. RCR will still show up with fast cars, and he can drive them.
That's
He
fair.
has his moments in a way
I
that
just
like you could make the same argument with Ty Gibbs. Even though Ty Gibbs has shown like promise, what's he done to prove himself? Dillon's won these races year in
gonna
year
win
out.
next year. He's going to win next year. Don't you worry.
Okay.
But I think part of me thinks I just want to see Ty Dillon in a good car, or at least a better car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you see he has flashes of greatness during races,
Oh,
even if it's at the
he's
back
steady.
of the field.
He's steady. I'll give him
Yes,
that.
but like I don't know. I just want to see him in an RCR car,
Uh,
just for a season. And if he doesn't do well, put Dylan back there for goodness sake. If you really
Which-
want to, but I just want to see Ty Dillon in a good car for once. I want to see what he can do. Maybe he is a Bowman type guy who isn't able, who can win some races and not do well in the playoffs per se, but can win some races and helps his teammates out. But I don't know. I just want to see. I think Ty Dillon. I want to see him in a good car at least 1 year. But yeah, that's my take. Louis Foster signed. We're just gonna go through these quickly. Louis Foster signed a multi-year extension with RLL Racing for IndyCar. Alongside him, Cacao, Chow. What's his name?
Kyo Calais?
Kyle Calais.
Okay.
Kyle Calais. I don't know. He signed a deal with AJ Foyt Racing for 2026, and Kyle Kirkwood signed a multi-year extension with Andretti Global. That's deserved. I mean, he came third in the championship last year, won multiple races, was the only driver besides Alex Palou to win a race, and Scott Dixon. But he was one of 4 drivers to win a race that year. And he won multiple, which I think he's one of the very few to do that last year. And rumors are Yuki to IndyCar and Mick Schumacher to IndyCar. Things that could happen, but probably aren't.
Shocker. Failed F1 guys contemplating IndyCar?
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to see either of them in it, especially Mick. I feel like Yuki would be too closely removed that it feels like it would reinforce the IndyCar as a bottom tier series image, even though you've had XF1 guys not be able to cut it, coming right over, where Mick has performed in other aspects in a way that I don't know. He's proven he's a more rounded driver potentially. Where
he was good in endurance. I mean, all granted for an Alpine car that couldn't stay out of the DNFs, but
But
the Alpine LMP the Alpine hypercar program isn't great. It's a mid tier program. So and Mick still did really well for them. So.
And to be clear, this isn't criticism of Yuki. This is just I feel like the optics of him going straight to IndyCar would probably not be very positive for IndyCar, which is clearly trying to be in a growth phase here. Clearly having successes in its own driver development programs. To have another branded F1 failure come over, and realistically, it's not like he'd be tearing it up in IndyCar, but just the optics of him coming over and getting a seat like that is probably not what the sport needs right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see Mick though make the jump. I'd like to see what he can do. On to our main story. Can we crown Lando Norris as the 2025 World Champion with 3 races to go? So for people who don't know, Lando Norris is 24 points ahead of teammate Oscar Piastri, who has been in the gutter in terms of pace. He is also 49 points ahead of Max Verstappen in third, those are the only two drivers that could win the championship. Him, Norris, Piastri, Verstappen.
I mean, while we're at it, do we want to go over the race this weekend? And then circle back because Lando built up this lead because, spoiler, he won the Brazil Grand Prix.
He won the Brazil. So Lando actually had a perfect weekend. He won the top free practice, sprint pole, sprint win, main pole, main win. Perfect weekend for Lando Norris. And Oscar Piastri DNF in that sprint race.
In the sprint, yes. I was going to say in the main race, no, he didn't.
In his race, he did not, but he got P5 in the main race. Or no? Yeah. Was it P5? Yeah. No.
P5 in the race, yes.
Yeah. He basically never went out of P5. Qualified P5 in the sprint, qualified P5 for the main, and just ended P5 in the main race.
Meanwhile, Max Verstappen had a tough weekend up until race day on Sunday. I mean,
oh my god,
when
dude.
He's trying to chase what?
No, I was gonna say Max Verstappen's comeback on Sunday was nuts.
It was nuts, and up until then, he looked really, truly dead in the water. I mean, he qualified P6 for the sprint qualifying, but comfortably behind both McLarens, which is not what you want when you're chasing them for a shot at a title.
Yep.
In the sprint, he finished P4, but behind both Mercedes, which again, not what you want, chasing for a title, especially when Lando's finishing P1. And then for the main race, he was at a Q1.
Yeah. Do you want to know a good stat? And I'm pretty sure this is a correct stat.
Hit me.
Max Verstappen was never, before Saturday, Max Verstappen was never eliminated from a Q1 based off of pace alone.
Interesting.
Normally, if he would, every single quali since he got into F1, this is what they're saying on the broadcast. So if they're wrong, blame the broadcast. But they were saying that Max Verstappen was never eliminated in Q1 before Saturday, purely off of pace.
That wouldn't shock me.
That wouldn't shock me either.
But yeah, both he and Tsunoda were out in Q1. Clearly the car just was not up to par this time.
Yeah.
And Max started in the pit lane as a result. Yes, you can acknowledge that he was helped by some incidents, an early safety car, all of that. But the reality is he started in the pit lane and he finished P3. Only a bit under 11 seconds behind Lando Norris in P1. And chasing down Antonelli.
Antonelli, yeah. He was P4. No. Yes. He was P4 for a good chunk of the race. And he put on softs. And, well, he went after the Mercedes. Both Mercedes, George and Kimi. And passed George and didn't have enough tire to pass Kimi. But, man, was it special when he was catching up to both of them. One thing I want to point out, though, great weekend by Kimi Antonelli. You know, everyone has been saying Isaac Hadjar for Rookie of the Year. But Kimi Antonelli has got another podium, and this was very convincing. He won.
Lando swept the weekend. Kimi
was right
second
behind
place
him.
Swept the weekend. He was second in everything.
Yeah, he was
except practice. But
yeah, so Kimi was P2 sprint pole, P2 in the sprint, P2 in the main pole, P2 in the race. What a race weekend for Kimi Antonelli. Also, for the main race quali, what a showing from Pierre Gasly and Ollie Behrman.
yeah, and I mean, you can extend that to the race, too. I mean, Behrman finished P6. Gasly fell to P10, but obviously we've seen that Alpine is
garbage.
It's just been like that all year, where Gasly can have a great qualifying performance and it doesn't matter. But Behrman was hanging on, running up front. Nico got points. Like, it was an interesting weekend. The entire field was pretty close together, and some of these back markers, man, stepping it up.
Yeah. Behrman qualified P8, finished P6. Gasly qualified P9, finished P10. Now, one thing I want to say, though, is Ollie Behrman and Kimi Antonelli were going band for band in Q1 and 2 for provisional pole for those separate qualifying sessions. Obviously, they weren't able to get close to pole. Kimi got close to pole in Q3, but Behrman was not, but my God, were those three drivers, Pierre, Ollie Behrman, and Kimi Antonelli, going band for best driver in the first two qualifying sessions. It was so fun to watch. It was so fun.
Yeah, I mean, it is rare to see Behrman put up better times in Q1 and 2 than Q3, which you don't
Yeah,
normally see.
yeah, he was flying. He actually would have ended up third
Yeah.
in his best time, which was Q2.
Yeah, if his Q2 time was applied, he would have started right behind
He would have
Antonelli.
started third. One thing I also want to note on the race: a double Ferrari DNF. Charles got hit by Kimi, who got hit by Oscar.
Yeah, who was making a kind of a
It
dive on
was
the inside.
the Oscar is making a dive on the inside and takes
Yes,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Lewis. I don't know what happened to Lewis. I'm not gonna lie. I have no clue what happened there. I just know he was having a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he was having issues and they ended up just parking him.
Now, one thing I do have to say though, before they parked him, they did serve a penalty because I think Lewis did have a penalty for something, and they actually had the correct strategy for once. So instead of having the penalty next race, they served it during the race and then retired him. So
Yep.
good strategy from Ferrari for once. Too bad the car sucked.
Yeah, it was it's a tough one.
It was rough.
Feels like there's a lot of tough ones for Ferrari, especially in Brazil.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of tough ones, oh my God, we didn't talk about Bortoletto.
Oh, that was really sad. That was
It's
that
the
was
whole
really
weekend
sad.
for him, and he's from there.
Yeah, he for people who don't know, he was out in Q2 for the sprint quali. In the sprint, he finished P18.
Well, he had a
DNF.
nasty crash. Nasty
DNF.
crash.
In the sprint quali, or not the sprint quali, in the main race quali, he qualified. Well, actually, he didn't even qualify, and then he didn't even. And then in the actual race, he did.
He DNF'd again because he crashed in both
He
races.
crashed.
He crashed out of it. And especially the sprint one was a really nasty crash because he hits off the inside wall,
Yep.
which that was a pretty hard hit on its own.
50 something
Um,
G's.
well, no, that was after he bounces off the inside wall. He gets sent straight into the outside wall at full speed, and that
Yep.
was like a 53G hit where
Yeah.
his car just disintegrates around him.
Yep.
Like it was terrifying. So of course he's not going to qualify later that day. But so I think he started from the pit lane alongside Max, and then he crashes out of the main race because of course he does.
Yeah. It was rough. It was sad to see.
Yeah.
He's a good driver. It was just sad to see. Fernando, I actually want to highlight Fernando. He did qualify for the sprint in the top 10.
Yes.
Qualified P5,
Yes, he did.
which was amazing. And Lance Stroll qualified P7, and then their entire weekend went to shit.
Hey, to be fair, Fernando still got points in the sprint. He finished P6.
That is
Stroll
true.
finished just outside of the sprint points places.
That
But
is
then
true.
qualifying, like main qualifying was terrible, race was terrible, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Lewis had quite a rough weekend as well, qualifying P11 in the sprint. He finished in the points at P7, and then qualified again out in Q2, P13, and obviously DNF from the main race.
Meanwhile, Charles started P3
P3
for comparison.
in the sprint.
No,
No,
in
sorry,
the,
in the main race. In the main
Yeah.
race, sorry. Yeah. In the sprint, Charles started P8. I think he ended up P6 in the sprint. No. Yeah, no, P5 in the sprint. He
P5.
passed Fernando
Yep.
eventually. And then qualified P3 and then got knocked out by Oscar Piastri being a meathead.
But yeah, so Lando's title chances. He's now
Yeah.
pretty much, he can now almost stomach a DNF in these next 3 weekends because what's left? We have 3 races plus 1 sprint race. Yeah, and that's it for the season.
I believe so.
Um,
We have Las Vegas.
yep.
We have Qatar. And we have Abu Dhabi.
And one of those is a sprint weekend. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Which one's my F1 sprint races?
Yeah, Qatar is a sprint.
China, USA, Belgium, Brazil, Qatar. Yeah. So
Yep.
Qatar is sprint.
So yeah, I mean he can stomach a DNF. He has basically the exact cushion that people were saying Max could overcome with the form that Max was in at the time. But he's the one who is in the best form right now. Max is basically out of the picture at this point.
He needs both Oscar and Lando. He needs Oscar to DNF one race and Lando to DNF two. And Max will need to win at least two of those last races.
I mean, he is 49 points out of the title right now with 3 races and a sprint to go. Those are pretty long odds. And yeah, people were arguing that Verstappen could close the gap when he was per race behind as much as Piastri is now, but that was because Verstappen was faster. And right now, Piastri is just he's not there.
Yeah, let's just go into... So, I'm just going to go to last. Brazil, P5. Mexico, P5. Lando won both of those races. The USGP, P5. Lando second, Max first. Singapore, P4. Max P2, Lando P3. Azerbaijan, DNF. Max Verstappen, P1, Lando P7.
Yeah.
He's been nowhere this last couple of races. I mean, even looking at Italy was his last podium. Italy was his best position. He got 3rd place, and that was his best since
August.
I
mean, he won at Zandvoort, right? Which was at the end of August.
Yeah, it was Zandvoort. Yep, he won at the end of August. Yeah, and not including if you include Azerbaijan, he has had not Azerbaijan. It was Singapore. 3 P5s, a P3, and a P4 since
August.
Since Italy. Since Monza.
Yeah. It's just, it's clearly possible. I mean, it takes one mechanical issue to basically even it up again if Piastri finds his pace.
Yeah, we saw that the other day in what was it? It was that kind of cushioned Oscar's lead. It wasn't Canada, was it Hungary? No. Was it
when Lando's engine blew?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when that was. Was that Zandvoort?
It might have been because Lando did DNF when Piastri
Zandvoort.
won.
Yeah, it was Zandvoort. When his blew up.
Where it feels over, but it's also felt over vibes wise multiple times. So
yeah,
we won't know for sure, but this is a big cushion for this late and in this form.
Yeah, Lando Norris is looking unstoppable right now, which is crazy to say. It's crazy to say.
Question for you.
Yeah.
As far as champions go, we've been spoiled lately with the ones that we have had, right? Yeah. It's the Lewis, Rosberg years. It's
Seb.
Exactly. It's Max. Yeah. This is going to be the first time in kind of a while that we have a one-off champion that's not recognized as this really great driver. Lando is known as good, right? But by and large, this season has been the story of McLaren and not the story of Lando Norris specifically.
Well, I would say the season has been the story of Oscar Piastri for the majority of the season.
Yeah, for a lot of it. So, as far as championships go, how do you feel about a Lando Norris championship, and how do you feel about him joining the ranks of all of these other names in the last couple decades?
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know if I would say Lando deserves to be a world champion, because I don't really exactly know. He's been good this season. He's been very consistent. I'll give him that. Consistency wins championships. But I don't know. This is like a Kiki Rosberg X championship. Like, is it really deserved?
It's teammate battling. There's no iconic moments really on track. There's no
There's none of
huge
that.
storylines like,
No.
and it's been a while since we've had a more boring one-off like this. So
Jacques
I do
Villeneuve or
wonder.
Kiki Rosberg S. That's what I'm thinking. Because even Jensen, like Jensen's championship was iconic. Because it was Braun, Braun, Braun. How are they this fast? How is Jensen doing it? But there's no to it that like gives it a special thing. I don't know. I don't like it. And
Because yeah,
even if Oscar won this championship, I'd say the same thing. Like I don't know how to feel
yeah,
about it. It's I do like Oscar more than I like Lando, but that doesn't mean that this championship feels good. Like if Oscar won it, like it just feels weird.
which is particularly strange because they're dethroning a four-time reigning champion who they were
Mm-hmm.
fighting for the title the whole time, numbers-wise, but it never felt like that.
No,
They
it
didn't
always felt
have
like it
these
was the
moments
two
and fights on
McLarens.
track. It was just
It
every now and then there's a weekend where Max shows up with great speed out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's basically been the McLaren show with a guest appearance from Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
That's what it's been.
just a strange vibe all around.
And
But we'll
with the
see what
papaya
happens when we get to the
rules
end of the
and
season.
yeah, with the pit stops and the papaya rules and whatever it is, like just it doesn't sit right. I don't know.
It doesn't.
None of the
I
champion
don't think
circuits
that
sit
they have
right.
treated either driver unfairly. I think that they've been good and balanced and done all the things a team should do. But I think that for the championship storyline, it's just boring.
Yeah,
Boring.
I would say that. Yeah, it's been pretty boring so far. It's a good championship, but it's just there's nothing there's no oomph to it.
So speaking of things that aren't boring, would you like to do some F1 themed games in honor
Yes,
of it being F1 only season right now as far as the three main series?
I would love to.
So this week I have three F1 drivers for you. Going to do the same game as usual. But
Okay.
these are drivers from the 2021 F1 season. Going back to that one since you've spent time asking me about seasons around then.
Okay.
But I will be starting with, as the first hint, their final position in the World Driver Championship standings.
All right.
And then I will be giving the same sort of things from there, except because I'm giving you that at the beginning, I'm not going to give you the country they're from at the end. Just
Oh.
where they started is the first hint, and pushing stuff back from there.
Okay.
That all makes sense?
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. So first is 20th in the WDC standings.
So that means 0 points.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so
Let
we
me-
have
Yes, 0 points.
Nicholas Latifi. Who else?
Is that your
there?
guess, or are you
No,
listing
I'm
names?
I'm listing names. We had Nicholas Latifi with 0. Was George at Mercedes yet? No. George definitely had a point though if he wasn't at Mercedes. So I don't think this was George at last. I'm gonna go with Nicholas Latifi. Did he get a point? Budget. Nicholas Latifi.
Incorrect.
Okay.
So, in that season, he drove. I'm going to verify this. He drove a Ferrari powered car.
Now, there are two names that are coming to mind, but I don't know if they raced in 2021. I know one of them did, and that's Mick Schumacher, but did Nikita Mazepin race in F1 at this time?
He did. He did
He
race an
did.
F1 at this time.
Is it Nikita Mazepin?
No, Nikita Mazepin finished 21st in the World Drivers'
Ah,
Championship standings
okay.
that year. On account of the fact that his like best slash average finish slash whatever was lower than a certain part-time driver.
Part-time. Part-time. Part-time? Who was a Ferrari engine part-time? So it is Mick Schumacher is the other driver at Haas.
At Haas, correct, yes. Now,
Well, it's Ferrari, Haas.
this driver's number was greater than 30.
Okay. That doesn't really help because I don't know driving numbers like that back in 2021. I know most driving numbers, but the ones that you're going to ask me, I don't. So, did you say they were part-time?
Yes, they only raced in, I think, 2 races.
What were Ferrari engines back then? It was Haas, Ferrari, and was that it?
Alfa Romeo.
Oh no, it's an Alfa Romeo driver.
It is.
Ah!
I could even tell you that for 2 consecutive races, he replaced Kimi Räikkönen at Alfa Romeo.
It was Giovinazzi as the second driver, right?
Yes.
Was this Marcus Ericsson?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Your last hint is that his last win was in Canada. And I'll even tell you it was in 2008.
Is this Kubica?
It is.
Is this Kubica? That's nuts. I didn't realize he drove for 2 races for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, he was a sub for
Wow.
He was a sub for Kimi after Kimi tested positive for COVID-19 because this was 2021.
I guess Mick was the other Haas driver, though.
Yeah, Mick was the other Haas driver.
Mick and Mazepin, and then, okay.
Yeah, it's just, I personally wanted to include him. I'm giving you a point for that, of course. But I just love the fact, and I will always love the fact, that he drove 2 races and finished higher than Nikita Mazepin, who raced the full season.
Mick got points that season, right? So he's above all of them?
Mick did not get points. He finished with 0 points, but he did still have finishes higher than Kubica's.
Okay.
Because Kubica had a P15, P14. Mazepin's highest finish was a P14 in Azerbaijan. And for the most part was sitting basically at the back of cars that finished the race on races that he didn't retire.
Yeah.
Okay. But Mick had a like P13, P12. I think Haas points with Mick was like the next year.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, this was one of those years that Haas was just, they were like a minute behind the rest of the grid. Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
All right. Driver number 2 finished 11th in the points.
Okay, so I'm going to get some drivers out of the way. I'm going to get the 2 McLarens out of the way. Because they definitely finished top 10. I'm going to get the 2 Ferrari drivers. I'm going to get the 2 Mercedes drivers and the 2 Red Bull drivers. Now we're at 8. The 2 Haas drivers are out. The 2 Alfa Romeo drivers are out. The 2 Williams drivers are out. So now we're left with 6 teams. Or 6 drivers. For 3 different teams. I don't know those teams off the top of my head. Hold up. I'm gonna write something down. Hold up. McLaren, Merc, Ferrari, Haas, Red Bull, AlphaTauri, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alpha. There's 7. Williams. What are the others? So it's McLaren, Merc, Ferrari, Haas, Red Bull, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and then there's two more teams. Who are those two teams? I'm forgetting the teams.
Wait, read the list again.
McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Haas, Red Bull, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Williams.
Did you say Aston Martin?
Aston is one.
And did you say Alpine?
Alpine, there's the other.
Okay.
Okay. So, I think Seb was at Alpha at this time. Oh, no, sorry. He was at Aston at this time. Not Alpha. He was at Aston Martin.
That he was.
So, it can't be McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. It can't be Williams or Alfa Romeo or Haas. So, it's between AlphaTauri, Alpine, and Aston. I'm going to go with Sebastian Vettel. Where did he finish? Where did Seb finish?
P12, actually.
Damn. Oh, I'm so close.
And I think that season was when he got his last podium at
it was at Baku. Or
yep.
was it Baku? Yeah, it was Baku because Lewis DNF'd that. Or Lewis didn't DNF, but he fell down the order after he had his tire warmers on.
Yeah, the magic button.
And then
the magic button.
And then broke, and then his tires, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Had he not done that, he would have won the championship. This is some BS. Anyway.
Yeah, so not Seb. Now, this driver drove a Renault-powered car, which should be...
Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really anyone else it could be.
Is it Esteban Ocon?
Yes.
He's like, was Pierre there yet? No, Pierre was at AlphaTauri still. So
yeah.
Fernando.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the one year that Esteban beat his teammate. It was with Fernando. Oh, wait, did he? Oh, no, Fernando finished P10, didn't he?
Fernando did finish P10.
Yeah, no, I lied. I'm sorry. That was Esteban's maiden win, though.
Yes, Hungary, 2021. You're finding a pattern of I'm only mentioning guys that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let's hear it.
Last up, P8 that year.
So, Fernando finished P... Okay, so, let's go through it. It's either Daniel Ricciardo or Lando Norris. Those are the only two it can be.
How so?
I think the Ferrari guys finished a lot. Oh, wait, no, this is Sainz and Leclerc's... Oh, wait, maybe it is McLaren. It's not Merck and it's not Red Bull. So it has to be...
It's not those, because those are 1 through 4. That's...
So
yeah.
My mind is going towards McLaren, but is it Ferrari? I know it's not Charles. I think Charles finished P5 that year. I think Charles finished P5.
I can tell you he didn't.
Oh.
But I won't tell you where he finished.
Was it Lando finished P5? I know one of those two. Screw it. No, it can't be Charles. There's no way this man finished P8. Is it Carlos Sainz?
Nope. It is not Carlos Sainz. Which, by the way, if you want to know who did finish P5...
Was it...
Carlos Sainz.
Oh, damn! Really? He finished P5?
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
This will probably answer some of your questions, though, in that this driver drives a Mercedes-powered car.
So it's McLaren. so it's a McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo.
Yes.
All right. I know.
He
Lando
finished
P6.
Yes, Lando did finish P6, and then Leclerc was P7.
Damn.
Danny Rick was P8. But Danny did win at Monza when McLaren showed up with a rocket ship out of nowhere for a 1-2 finish. And otherwise didn't look very good all year, but did enough there. Because keep in mind, Ricciardo won a race and still only finished 5 points ahead of Gasly in P9.
Wait, hold up. No, Gasly did never win that year. It was 2020.
That was the year before.
That
was 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, that was it. I figured got some of the hard stuff out of the way before. Although you cooked with your like Truck Series scrubs after
Dude, I
playing so
was
much
so
NASCAR
good.
25.
I was so good with that. I swear.
Um,
How many points did I get this week?
7, which is your third best week yet.
I'll
You
take
had
it.
8
I'll
once,
take
and
it.
you had 10 last week, which is insane.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. Normally I'm in the 5 range, so.
Yeah. And then there was the one time you had 2.
Whoops. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a little mean of me.
Yeah, that's when you were doing the most obscure mother truckers known to man.
I was getting my revenge for Stanton Barrett, wasn't I?
Yes, you were. Yes, you
Yeah.
were. Because you did not know who that guy was.
No, I think I if I remember right, I named literally every single other driver that made a start in the Cup Series.
You did. You did. You missed a couple, but you did name like 90% of them.
Well, I didn't name the
I
like
think you
top
missed
guys,
one.
but I named like
Yeah.
every part-time guy.
Well, I think you missed one top. Maybe you did name all of them. That was still an insane pull from that year. You just couldn't get Stanton Barrett.
I didn't know Stanton Barrett. My bad.
Couldn't get Stanton Barrett. Yeah. Anyway, that is it for pod.
Man.
Yeah, that is it for the pod. For this week. Next week, again, we'll go over news. We'll have our main topic. Maybe it's something different. Who knows? We'll have games and we'll have predictions because there's no racing this week. For the first week in a while, because NASCAR is normally 36 weeks straight minus a week that they don't race one time, and then it's they race 36 times in 37 weeks, and there's no racing this week because it's just F1 left. And I think WEC
And
is
F1
done.
takes their sweet time.
I think WEC is WEC done yet? I think WEC is done. I know they had the 8 hours of Bahrain, but I think WEC is fully done.
Yeah, so next week is going to be whatever news we can scrounge up and whatever stories break. I'm sure we'll have some NASCAR updates to share.
Oh yeah,
Um,
NASCAR will be fun.
But beyond that, I mean, once the season ends too, we're going to be storing up some like movies to watch and, and
Yeah,
all of that.
we're
So,
gonna. I have to create a compilation of door bumper clear clips that I want Jack to
oh yeah.
react to. So we'll figure out something to do in the off season, of course. But
We'll have
also,
plenty to do.
before we end, I do want to say congratulations, Jensen Button, on a monstrous racing career. He is officially retired. Congrats on the career. One-time Formula One world champion, multi-time Formula One race winner. I think he has 10 plus wins or something like that. It's done decent in WEC. Drove the Garage 56 car. Was it 56?
The NASCAR entry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drove the Garage 56 car, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's been racing since I think before I was born.
Yeah, and I mean, he's also in recent memory, he's one of actually a few former F1 world champions to brave NASCAR.
Yeah.
And has come out both as one of the drivers most open to it and having some of the most fun doing it, which is
3 races
always
for
good to see.
Whitwell Racing.
He likes driving. He likes driving fast cars.
Damn, those were all in 2023. Jensen, come back to NASCAR, baby girl. Anyway, I do want to say that he's been racing since 2000 in the top series, 2000 to 2017 in F1, and if I do have to say, that is 3 years before I was born. Jack, do you have any final thoughts?
There is not a thought in my brain. There rarely is. It empty.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and have an amazing day.